Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. Apologies, I seen everyone complaining about it being late, thinking, what are you on about? And then I looked and I was like, oh yeah, we're 10 minutes late. so I do apologise, folks. Hope you're all doing well. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. Also welcome Lockie, Mr. Ben Lock, Mr. Lockie Leeds himself. Mr. Tactico himself. Make sure you go check out Lockie Leeds' channel as well. No Andrea with us today. As we know now, he's a TV personality in Italy, so he's a busy guy. But we did want to press ahead because we're aware that people like the show. We're aware that the season's not too far away now, really, so we really want to start to get as many of these in. Obviously, we need to probably be looking at left-backs, maybe number 10s. Could be looking at striker options. Will we look at wingers if Nonto and Somerville go? So we wanted to push ahead. We want to know what Leeds United's next move is, really. I asked you folks in a poll yesterday on a video that I did, because we could be looking... I mean, Lockie, hello, first and foremost. We will touch on Bogle, we'll touch on Voba, but... where do you think Leeds United will realistically go next? Because there's a number of positions that we need bodies in. We maybe even need starters in. I mean, we've settled on number 8s because we feel that Joe Rothwell won't be the starter. That's what we feel. Might not be true. He may well be. But where do you think they'll look to go next now the right back's in the door?
Just say as well, if I'm looking over here, I've got the players lists here. I'm not like looking at something else. Yeah, just looking at it. Yeah. I'm not convinced Rothwell will be the starter, or even if.
Oh, have we lost him or have we lost me? I don't know if we've lost.
Back. I'm back.
So we lost you, yeah? Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to start again, bro?
I'm not sure it's fully back. 1 second. Let me just check. It's doing. Yeah, it's gone again in mine.
Right. Is it me who's gone or you that's gone?
It's mine.
Okay. Lockie
it keeps
gone.
Like,
okay.
Yeah.
You're fine now, bro. Genuinely, you're fine now.
Yeah. I'm back online apparently. Anyway, sorry. Cool. Yeah. The thing for me, Joe, is I don't think Rothwell will be the only option, because right now he is, unless Aaronson goes into that position, which he could. It's weird because a lot of it depends on how we play, right? Because if we're playing with wing backs, we're not really going to need wingers because we already have up there. We have James Rutter, so Raksaki, for example, wouldn't necessarily fit if we're doing that. Now in midfield, ain't there again.
No, you're fine, mate. Keep going. I'll tell you. Honestly, you're fine.
Is it? All right.
Yeah.
This is annoying, mate. It's been fine all day. But yeah, I think that's where we're shortest. The 8, definitely. In terms of actual 8s, you could argue Aaronson, obviously, but Rothwell, and I'm not sure he'll play a 46-game season for 90 minutes each one. You know, Farker likes a solid partnership in there. Obviously, Gruev is a deeper player. That's where we're most short for me. Maybe even striker as well, potentially.
Yeah, we may need an option there, especially when you consider Pirro's probably going to be more of a 10, it would seem. So we've only then got 2 options, and we definitely can't rely on Patrick Bamford. That's the facts of it. I do just want to get into some comments. Like I say, folks, we're going to touch on Bogle yesterday, and like Terry says here, Lockie, some great tactical breakdown on Bogle, so we will get into that. Skip confirmed yet, Joe? Well, listen, Højbjerg's going to Marseille, so he's definitely not leaving now, because that leaves them light. So Skip definitely will be staying at Spurs. Seen the lads fly out this morning, including Voba. Listen, I'm not Voba's biggest fan, but I can't lie. When I seen him getting on the flight, I was like, oh, I think he's here to stay. I genuinely think he's here to stay. The fact that he's now gone out to Germany. What was your initial reaction to that? I don't know if you've seen the post-match. Me and Joe had a little bit of to and fro over this back 3.
I watched it this morning.
And then about 5 minutes later, it was announced Voba was staying, and I was like, yes, I've won! But what's your initial reaction to that? It's good news because he's a massive level above the Championship. We can't get away from that fact, but he's also a knob. But if we take out the emotional side of it, it's a very, very good signing, if you like, in the Championship.
Well, it is, and we're obviously scarred. I don't think it was terrible in the Prem, to be fair, but we're looking at it in the Premier League and going, we struggled at times in that. I think we've seen players that drop down to this level are levels above you know, what they were in the Premier League. So, yeah, it is contrasting, isn't it? Because obviously, in terms of caliber, he was not the best, but up there with the most consistent defenders in the Bundesliga last season. You know, that's those type of players go to the Premier League. That's the type of caliber he is. So he has that. Obviously the issue with him and kind of what he's been saying, and the thing that he did last year, where he said this seemingly was part of Daniel Farke's squad, is interesting. I'm honestly, mate, I'm still not convinced he'll stay just because of that. I think for him, it's a good image to be with a squad and act like you're training hard and willing to play and all that stuff. And any clubs coming near the end of the window, will he consider them? I think, of course, he would. You know, let's see.
I think the one thing that's different is Farke's come out and said he's staying.
Mm-hmm.
He was asked about Cooper. Said, I'm only concentrating on the players here. Then he mentioned about Germany. He mentioned Aaronson, Volber and Bamford will all be there with us. I think last summer we didn't get told he was going to stay. We didn't actually find out till after the fact that he'd actually captained us against Barnsley and Christensen had played in that game, etc. And he never said at that time, like, Volber's definitely staying. I think they'd had conversations internally, but I don't think Farke will want to end up with egg on his face. He still could, because he'll have no power if someone puts down the money and Volber says, I'm out, you know. But yeah, that's what leaves me. But like Jordan says, by that same logic, that would mean Willie and Cree are still saying. So he makes a great point. Maybe I do read too much into it.
And also, Farke could be doing like, look, I'm going to out him in the media to tell him he's staying. So if he does go, that's on him. He's going to get the hate, not me. So Farke knows what he's doing, doesn't he? Let's be honest. If Roper's said to Farke, I'm willing to stay, Farke's going to tell everyone. He's not going to mess around with it. He's going to let us know. So, but let's be honest, mate. If we did keep him, and this is where we talk about the back three or the back two centre backs, or back four, two centre backs, whatever. But then, because I'm seeing a lot of thing, will it work? Let's be real. At this level, whether it's 2 or 3, 2 of them 3 being Shug, Rodon or Volber at centre back is an absolute joke. Yeah. It is an absolute joke. And for me, this is where I'm still not convinced what we play. I think we might do a bit of both, to be fair. But can you really drop one of them 3? I'm not sure you could.
No.
I think if you've got... I understand the thought, look, you don't want to play 3 centre-backs because it's taking away attacking ability, but it doesn't necessarily have to, because...
No, it doesn't.
If you're playing 2 attacking full-backs and one of the centre-backs drives forward as well, of course you're leaving yourself a little exposed, but when you're so heavily reliant on possession, you know, the point is to keep the ball so you don't get exposed, right? So, I think they all could play, which would save back 3.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, no, and it excites me because I look at, mate, I look at it and I go, you're going to get the best out of Bogle and Firpo by
Absolutely,
them. They're so much better in the
biggest bit for me. Yeah, that's the biggest bit. Yeah.
And the fact that he's gone and got Bogle tells me that that's what he's going to do. It's very much, you know, the same as he had with Lewis and Aarons, to, you know, attacking fullbacks. I don't know if he actually played a back 3 at that time with Norwich, but what it does is shore it up a bit more. And when you have the quality of players of Pascal, Rodon and Volber, I just look at it and I say, I don't think it matters who the goalkeeper is, because you shall not pass. You know what I mean? Just physicality, reading of the game, technical ability of all 3 is just streets ahead of, you know, I'm just thinking, man, like, I know this might sound like harsh, but Ben Gibson or, I don't know, just some shit. Do you see what I'm saying? There's just levels to it, mate. And he's levels. He is. That back 3 is levels, And if Volber has to set in there, or Debayo showed he's apt as well. Not Volber, sorry. If Ampadu for a few games has to go in there due to an injury, we actually have cover there now, Lockie.
A little bit. I'd still like another, to be fair. Debayo's young. He was really good. That is against, you know, who did we play? Forgotten.
Harrogate,
yeah. But still, he showed, look, I'm here for the physical battle. That was his first, you know, men's football. He's only played youth since. Played really well. I'm still not convinced he stays. But the thing is, though, like, it's so tough to kind of analyze what we're going to do because there's so many moving parts, right? You look at the wingers as well. If James and Nonto go, do you bring in wingers because you have your wing backs, and then you've got Rodon, James, or do you bring in another midfielder who can play? There's a lot of moving parts right now. It's hard to really say what we'll play. But I looked last night at how many times Farke's played a back three, and he started that formation in 9 games in his career. Sorry, this is since he started at Norwich. So I've not looked since Borussia Dortmund. So he doesn't do it a lot, but he has teetered with it at times. I think it could be, honestly, mate, I think it could be a matter of both. I think he could play 4-2-3-1, might switch to a back three, could start a back three, depending on who we come up against. I think the key is for us this year not to be predictable. That's I was crying out last year. I know when we did this show, we're all crying out. We're too predictable. If you know 2 formations and they're very different formations, you're going a long way to adapt.
It's quickly interchangeable as well. Like if you've got Ampadu in the 6, for example, you could just say, right, Ampadu, I want you to drop in there. You go into midfield, and I feel like the fullbacks are going to be like wingers. It almost feels like we could, like I don't know how you felt, but it almost felt, because you see the game much different to what I do, but in the build-up, it was like we'd have 2 centre-backs, and whichever side we were going down, if it was Ampadu or it was Debayo, they were pushing basically into a wing-back position, and then you would have James ahead of him, or Firpo would invert. I don't know, it just seemed to offer us so many more options with that formation than we had last season, I felt.
Yeah, the one, and I can tell you from experience, me and the coach and stuff have been with it. Judy would tell you, we hate coming up against a back 5 or back 3. It's so difficult to break down because it's different. It's not everything's different. Obviously, it's you're playing wing backs to 3 centre backs, and it's completely different. So that is something teams will have to adapt to. It's not very common in the Championship. It's common in a sense that teams will defend like that, but as an actual attacking possession-based formation with a back 3, not a lot of teams do it in the Championship. But my worry is, mate, if it does get to the point where, if we did play this, I do worry Ampadu in one of them, I'll be honest.
Right.
So what I saw against Harrogate was, and again, it's pre-season, he's not sharp, whatever. When they tried that long ball after our press wasn't quite good enough, and that's what they got forced to do, that's fine. But in the 1v1 battles with their striker, most of the time he fouled him or he got beat. He got beat once or twice, where Darlow came out.
He did.
That is a worry. If you have these profiles, they have to be really good 1v1. And that's against the Harrogate striker as well.
That's fair.
So that is something that...
He got fan wanting against Sargent, if you remember, as well, that time.
Yeah.
Which Melia made that save.
Ampadu's an excellent player.
Yeah.
He, for me, in the back 2 is better. In the back 3, you get exposed 1v1 a bit more.
Yeah.
That's where he struggles.
Do you think he's a bit too overzealous, Lockie? Like he wants to try get to the ball all the time, a bit like Cooper used to, instead of just going, hang on a minute, I'll assess my options. He goes, I'm going to win that straight away. Do you know what I mean?
Well, like he does in the 6, and it works there, right?
Yeah,
it's
of course.
Different. But at centre-back, it's a different position, mate. You've got to adjust to it, and that would be a worry for me if we are relying on him long-term to play that role. I think he's the best 6 in the league, and that's where he should play for me. So for me, if we do play that, DeBayo's a risk, could be part of the squad though. I think you do need 1 or 2 more, to be honest, or maybe one decent one.
Yeah, that's fine. Happy birthday to the GOAT that is Marcelo Bielsa as well, 69 today and still going strong. Christopher, I know fans will outcry, and I think obviously super away attendees have now gone, but I had an away season ticket in 17-18 and the price wasn't too dissimilar. So I think it's more a case of those that are super away attendees will now lose that unless they pay for a season ticket. So, the price wasn't too dissimilar. I've actually gone on my old ticketing account there to see, but it doesn't actually give me the price. It just tells me when it was bought and the date and stuff. So, because they stopped them. They did stop them and said that you couldn't purchase them anymore unless you still had one, and I'd got rid of it. I only had it for a season. I couldn't get to enough, and it wasn't financially viable enough for me. But they stopped it unless you already had one. They're now bringing it back. But I guess I understand super away attendees being frustrated. I get it, because they then lose that ballot, but that then does open it for more supporters. But yeah, they can get it on finance and that. Listen, it is a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but I don't think the actual price isn't too dissimilar to what it was back in 17 and 18 when I bought one. So it's not as if they've gone, oh, let's just charge them through the nose, because the price is... I know it's more than just buying tickets individually, but you pay a little extra because you're guaranteeing yourself a ticket. And if you get one, then you're also going to get it in the Premier League, which... You know, you only get like 3,000 tickets, I think, tops in it in the Premier League. So, yeah, it swings and roundabouts. Toby Ward with the super chat said, "Saw Aaronson has went to Germany with squad. Think he will cook this season. Do you think it'll be a start by August or mostly sub?" Depends what position, doesn't it, Lockie? Really depends what position and who's it. Because if it's the 10, I'd go Rutter. If he sees him as an 8, let's see what he's got in pre-season.
Yeah, he's the one I'm most intrigued about, to be fair. Honestly, the answer to that, Toby, I have no idea. I'm interested to see what Daniel Farke thinks of him. We'll see, because he can play midfield. He can also play anywhere across the front three, you know, in areas. So, yeah, I say front three, I mean 10 wingers, not striker. But again, that'll depend on what formation we play as well. If we don't play over 10, where will he go? If we play over 10, will he go there? Will Rutter go out wide? Decisions.
It's a good point as well in terms of where he can play. He can cover a lot of places. And he's the type of player that if you bring him off the bench, he's full of energy. He'll run all day. He's great in a press. He's got I think his ball carrying ability is being underappreciated by the Leeds fan base at the moment, because he can do that. He can get himself out of tight situations. I'm thinking, you know, when like Rutter turns, there was a move against Harrogate. Admittedly, it's against Harrogate. Rutter picks it up. He gives it James. James probably carries it a little bit too much. Does manage to release the ball, but nearly I forget who had the shot in the end. I think it was Nonto who dragged it wide. But Aronson's the player that could do what James did as well in that moment. I think he does have a decent level of pace when carrying the ball at his feet, and I think he'll be a real problem. Paul G says, "Listen, I will get that changed," because someone actually put in my comments yesterday, "Joe, we're doing it because that could end up saving someone's life in your family." And then I felt really bad, and I was like, shit, I need to get it changed. It does still work right now, folks. But yeah, it's that sensitive that when I have the shower on, if I don't open the window, it comes through the kitchen and hits the fire alarm, and the fire alarm goes off just off shower smoke. So, steam, sorry. So yeah, it's still working, but I will get it changed. Right, Philippe says, great tactical breakdown on Bogle. Talk to me about Bogle, mate. What do you think he's going to bring to Leeds United?
Oh, he's going to... I'll tell you what, aggression, energy, attack. You know, that's the type of player he is. He's such a aggressive player. And I think he's got a bit of a S-house about him as well, which I think the fans will like. Watching some clips of him last season. And he's one. I told you in the chat yesterday, Joe. He's one of them, right? When he smashes someone, he doesn't say sorry or help him up. He walks off, tells them to get up. And I love that. I think the fans will love that. It's just a really kind of aggressive 1v1 fullback who will just attack the space. You know, give this guy reason to attack and he'll do it. I really like him. I love his energy. He can invert and go on the outside as well, which is good for us. The guy who I think will get loads of assists for us this season, and we'll even
couple of goals. Yeah. I think so as well.
I want to talk about the defensive stuff, because I think it is a bit dramatic. People making out how bad he is defensively. You've got to consider the team he was in last season, you know, and how much he did to get exposed down that side. I watched a game against Nottingham Forest when he played against Hudson-Odoi, who was in form, and he did tear him 2 or 3 times. He did, but there is also games where he deals with the winger. You know, it's not his strength. That's fair to say. He's not the type of player who's going to be an absolute unit back there. But he loves a sliding tackle. Like I said, he's aggressive, which will work under the press. And yeah, he's not a terrible defender. It's just not his forte. He will get beat, you know, every now and again. He'll be too aggressive and get beat. But yeah, for what he brings in attack, mate, I think top 3, 4 fullbacks in the league. Yeah.
I think his upside far outweighs the downside, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sometimes he might be out of position, but the amount of pros we're going to get out of that far outweighs the cons. People taking the piss here. I did like this from Mr. Dodo. He said, shower smoke and fire steam are real problems. I know, I did say shower smoke, didn't I? Whatever that is. I said shower smoke. Has anybody bought Jack? I have bought it, yeah. I'm eating. Yeah, it's a good tune. It's a good tune. Make sure you go check it out, folks. I think he's still in the top 10 hip-hop chart, beating 50 Cent at the minute. So, yeah, keep him up there. So, yeah. So keep go by it. I think it's only 79p, folks, and it's a banger. So do it. Did you notice Ampadu was captain for the old game? Yeah, I know Joe and that disagreed, but for me, the fact that the armband wasn't switched over to Pascal. Jaden Bogle actually mentioned yesterday about his birthday being when he's away in Germany. He went, I'll have to let Ethan know. Ethan, that tells me, is the captain, and he will keep an eye on all that sort of stuff. I know it sounds trivial, but it's them sort of stuff where I'll let Ethan know because he's the captain, right? You know.
Yeah, he played with him at Sheffield United.
United as well,
But maybe, yeah. But, yeah. Honestly, whoever it is, it's fine. I'm not that.
Yeah, it's not that big. Yeah, I know.
As long as they all do their own role, if they're all leaders, they all need to do their own bit. Don't matter if you've got the armband on or not, does it really?
100%. And we did get an update this morning from LUTV. They did the right thing. The games in Germany will be free to air after the fact. I'll still do a watch along on them, means we can watch them together. Yes, it won't be live, but I think the fact that the press have been embargoed means they won't be able to tell us the score until we've had the opportunity to watch it live ourselves. You know it'll spill out. You know people will hear stuff off players or agents or whatever, and it will spill out, but I don't know how quick after the game, but we'll be able to watch it.
Won't be on social media before that. I'll tell you that. I don't want no spoilers.
No, yeah, exactly. That's the same as me. I'll just get to watch it. Right, okay. That's us all caught up on the latest news anyway. There's no real fresh transfer links at the minute. So we're going to take a speculative look and say the next signing Leeds United mate will be a number 8. And here are some of the names that Lockie thinks we should go for, and then we'll have a little poll and a chat about them at the end. But Lockie, I'll hand over to you, mate. What I'm going to do as well while you're looking is just because I had a look at Tyler Morton. I guess you will start with him, I guess, but I was just checking the latest news on some of the links while we were on, and he hasn't got any links to a loan yet. But Liverpool are ready to accept 20 million. Feel like that might be a bit pricey, but yeah, let's. I'll hand over to you and then we'll have a look.
Yeah, I didn't actually start with him, but
okay. You don't have to, bro. Go.
He'll be
in here. Yeah.
Get the right window.
While he has a look, folks, don't forget to smash a like on the video for us, please. Make sure you check out Lockie as well. I'm going to put Lockie's channel in the title as well, folks, so you just go click it, because we've got enough characters left, so he's in the title, click it, you're going over, make sure you subscribe for some more in-depth tactical breakdown. Keep smashing the likes, and let's go over.
Yeah, the first one I have to say, some people who watch my channel will know I absolutely love the Belgium league, so deal with it.
Westerlo, that's twice now, isn't it? We've had them in.
Yeah. Poor sides in Belgium, mate. I tell you, there's some top talent there that are really good for us. I saw Birmingham signed a number 10 from the Eredivisie, who I had in my number 10 list, which is crazy.
Really?
They spent 3.5 million on him.
I've seen they have now spent more than 22 of the 24 championship clubs combined this summer. So it's they're on FIFA, a mad one. Yeah, they're on a mad one, FIFA. Birmingham. Yeah.
Financial takeover on FIFA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, the first guy, Nicholas Madsen. Let me just show you his stats, and you'll know exactly the type of player we're getting here. I want. Not getting him. Go straight into his 2024. Obviously, a number 8. 27 times last year he played in the Jupiter Pro League, so the Belgian league. 27 appearances, 12 goals. That's the type. And a lot of these guys, you guys will see, are goal-scoring centre midfielders, number 8s, who impacts the goals. And that's what we need, right? That's what we're crying out for, I think. Yeah. Losing Glenn Kamara. Now, the important thing about these players is they are kind of what we are missing. I've tried to go for profiles I think we don't have that would really help us. And also players that are proving it from good seasons. 12 goals from a midfielder in the Belgian Pro League is very good. That's more than, 8% strikers in that league. So a guy, as you can see here, can play that attacking role, but also midfield. And the key attributes, and I'll go on to his FBRS stats to show you guys here. And this basically summarizes it. He's a really, really good, neat passer. A really good passer. And he's the type of player who, that's between wingers, I'll put it midfielders, there you go. He's the type of player who, if there's a pass that's a bit risky, but he knows that pass will really help the move going forward and progress the side, he'll do it. He's brave. And I think that's one thing we massively miss. You know, he can play it very simple and he loves to do that. But there's also a time where you need to go quickly, like, you know, breaking down a low block, which we struggle with. And it's his type of passing that is quick through the lines into the strikers or the wingers' feet that breaks those lines down. He's, like I said, he creates, as you can see there, shot creating actions. He's the type of guy who is always involved in the build-up, in whether that's laying deep or whether that's in the final third. He likes to pop up in areas, create rotations with wingers and all that stuff, and just be involved in the attacking side of it. I think what we saw with Glenn Kamara last year, although he's, in my opinion, an excellent player, he didn't have that necessarily desire to want to be part of the goal scoring. This guy has that. He's also a very good set piece taker as well. He takes, some of these goals are penalties, let me clarify, but he also likes to shoot, you know, free kicks, corners.
How many penalties, bro?
I'm not sure.
Is it shown non-penalty goals?
It might be. I think it's about half.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't think it says. But he's the type of player who, look, it's hard to explain with him because he's very, in terms of like stature, he's quite long and thin. But he's not necessarily someone you'd expect can dribble. But in terms of his progressive movement and his passing and the detail of the pass is something I absolutely love. If we want to get from one side to the other quickly and we're passing it through 3 or 4 players, it's got to be quick. This guy's pass detail is excellent. He proper pings it into the feet. It's not this slow passing rubbish. It's really good and kind of like in the same mold as Rothwell, a guy who, if you've got the ball wide, best believe he's attacking that box. And he's got a really nice, neat technique when he shoots as well. And he'll take shots too. So he's kind of that all-round profile that we need. And I'll show his heat map here, as you can see from his heat map.
Everywhere.
He's absolutely everywhere. Yeah, he won't just sit. He won't sit here and just give it. He will, wherever there's a build-up, he's like, right, I want to be part of that. I want to get involved in that. And look at some of his strengths here from his stats. Long balls, I didn't even mention that. Loves a long ball ping from one side to the other. Absolutely loves it. And it's, you know, when Calvin Phillips had hit a long ball and you knew the second he hit it, it'd be perfect.
Was landing, yeah.
It's that technique. It's really nice, easy on the eye. Yeah, again, defensively as well, he's not bad, fairly solid. Not necessarily like a destroyer in there, but a guy who's positionally aware and smart. A proper 8, mate, and a proper 8 who... Again,
what we're looking at in terms of what's his value, mate, on Transfermarkt, do you
remember? I think it's around 2.5 million. So,
it's nothing, is it?
24 years old as well, fairly young.
Yeah.
Has played for the Denmark under 21 side. Contract expires 2026. For me, I honestly think at this level it'd be ridiculous. You know, whether that's, I guess he'd start, to be honest, mate. I think he's that good. All these guys are, in my opinion. So yeah, and this is a theme, Joe. They're all round players who can do a bit of everything. There's no one trick ponies. They're all solid performers in midfield. And for those that love this stuff, look at the ratings as well. You know, always fully involved in build-up and fully involved in the team. Yeah, that's the basic information on him.
Looks very good, mate. Very, very promising for sure.
And
can play
also a little
everywhere,
thing that's good as well was in Team of the Week 4 times last year. So.
Oh, nice! You're getting a few cards on there, yeah. A few FIFA cards.
But yeah, I ain't got but yeah, look, you can see accurate passes per game, 81%. But like I said, the passes is key because he really, really likes a forward pass, long balls. So sometimes this might look bad on his pass accuracy, but I've seen you say it before, Joe, on what Kevin De Bruyne said about if you've got 100% pass accuracy, that means you're not taking risks. This is the type of guy who in his passing will take risks, and we like that. But he's also a guy that can play safe too. That's something to clarify as well.
I think that's fair as well when you consider the amount of times that Gruev and Kamara got such high passing stats, really, because they were very safe at times, weren't they? So I guess that does coincide with what the GOAT, one of the GOAT midfielders anyway, KDB's saying for sure.
Yeah. And then that's an important part of the midfielder. You know, it's fine to have high pass numbers. Obviously, you want that, but it's the context of them, right? You know, how much of them are just 5-yard short passes?
Yeah, of course.
How much of them are actually them risky progressive passes? And this guy loves to do them, and that's what we need. And he scores goals, so that's good for me, mate.
Yeah, very good, very good. I'm gonna have a look while you move on to the next one, mate. I'm just gonna have a look to see if he's got any news, transfers, or anything like that. There doesn't seem to be anything there.
Really. No.
Yeah, so might be someone that could be got at for sure. Because sometimes you can have a look and it's like, oh, they're linked to here and there, but yeah, he seems to be no one linked. So big one, that, mate. Nice one.
Next guy. And like I said, these profiles are all similar type of players, but can do different things as well. So it's important that we have this. We don't have this player, we don't really have a real technical 8 that can score goals, really. No. It's probably the one big profile we are missing. Like Mateo Click could just pick the ball up and drive with it or shoot and move. He's always moving one in Mateo's Click, so much energy. We're missing that, I think. Rothwell is like that, but I don't think he's as aggressive in doing that. Go on to the next one.
Yep, all good, man.
Ready.
Here we go.
Another one this one's from the Eredivisie this time.
Pegswall.
I saw some names in the chat which are good as well. I've got an honourable mentions list at the end, which I'll put in. Danny van den Berg. He was linked with Swansea a few weeks ago, and we know Swansea have a really good recruitment process to bring some good players in. What can I say? This guy is, and again, look, you can see predominantly a midfielder. There's not really much to say apart from last season. He got in 30 Eredivisie start games, which is very good, top league. 5 goals, 2 assists. In a fairly meh side, to be fair. As playing the youth ranks in the Netherlands and all that jazz, but I'll go into his FBA stats because they're the most interesting out there. And yeah, as you can see there, again, that consistency in the way he plays. Different to Madsen in the sense that this guy's a bit more techy, he's a bit more of a technical player in terms of close ball control, dribbling, likes to drive, really comfortable in small pockets on the half turn as well. Body position is key, really good body position, always looking to go forward. And you can see that there with the progressive passes, progressive carries, take-ons, progressive passes recorded, shot creating actions. These are all things that we need. Again, that word, we need these type of players. And one thing I will say about this guy, and he scored 5 goals, 4 of them, I think it's 4 or 3, one of the 2 are absolute screamers from outside the box.
Okay.
So if you want someone that's going to score a few wonder goals, this is the guy. He's got an absolute wonder of a left foot on him. Like I said, really close, controlled, technical player who loves to shoot. What else is there not to like about a midfielder? And again, looking at the heat map, can drop deep, but can also break forward, and that's something that we love to see. That's something we need, right? We don't want someone that's just going to sit. Probably, as you can see from the ratings, this is probably fair. The ratings a little more inconsistent as Madsen, a little more in and out of games at times. One of them where on his day when he turns up, he'll do ridiculous things, and as the strength says here, playmaking, long shots, really good long shot, high pressing as well. Not something I've really noticed, but as well didn't really press that high at times. But a guy clearly then who can press and runs around and provides energy, and you can see that from a heat map. It's very, very a lot more to the left again, which is interesting because Glenn Kamara was like that.
Yeah, I noticed that.
In terms of a profile in the Championship, if Swansea link with someone, I take that as a compliment. Swansea or Coventry, like to look in these leagues for top players.
It looks like Pegswall as well have quite a. They have quite a few players that look, because obviously we've been linked to the Garcia McNulty. You're mentioning Van den Berg. I've just had a look to see if there's any links, but there's a guy called Ray Van den Berg who's wanted by Brighton, who's an 18-year-old centre back, I think, who also plays at Pegswall. So I think it seems to be a bit of a breeding ground for decent talent, to be fair.
Yeah, the lower end, mid to lower end Eredivisie is really good to getting cheap talent. It really is. And like I said, the guy who had a really good season in the Eredivisie last season just signed for Birmingham for 3.5 million. You know, like Joe Perot, Gus Hamer, Van Uwick. There's so many players that come from this league that had good seasons in the league last year. And for me, I think he won't be there next year. I honestly think he might come to the Championship. I'd love him as an option for us, just to come on and maintain the ball, be progressive with it. Really good technical, neat player, a bit of a trick in him as well, and can hit a 30-yard screamer, mate. When was the last time we had a player that could do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's been too long, hasn't it?
Yeah, far too long, mate.
Yeah, that's the second one.
I like him. I like him, mate.
Yeah, player. I'll just get the other one up.
Oh, Gus Hamer as well came from Pexwell. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
there you go. Wussum Boy played for Pexwell. No, let's stay away from him.
Oh dear.
Definitely.
My favourite one's coming up next.
Nice.
Spanish Wizard. Great name as well. Proper name.
Can you pronounce it, mate? That's the main thing. I'm just going to go get a drink, mate, while you get him up.
Yeah. Austin Boy. I remember Austin Boy on like FIFA 15 when he had all the potential.
He was Dodge, man. He's best mates with Pogba, who's also Dodge. So go figure.
Where is Austin Boy now?
Don't know, mate. Don't know.
Retired, probably.
I'll have a look, actually. Anyway. Go on. Talk to us about Pedro Diaz.
Pedro Diaz, man. Oh, my God. So, this guy's my favourite on this list. I can't lie. I absolutely love him. So he was playing in the second league in France last year for Bordeaux. Obviously, a big team in the lower league like us.
Do you know they've actually been relegated to the third tier now?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so they've just gone into administration. I was listening to On the Continent this morning, and Bordeaux have gone. I swear they've gone all the way down to the bottom tier due to financial. Because when I seen you put Bordeaux, and I went, oh, they might be an actual chance. Turns out Click played for Pexwell as well. Because FSG, Liverpool owners are on about buying Bordeaux because of this. Or maybe have pulled out. I think they actually might have pulled out, but they're due for bankruptcy, and I think they've actually been sent to the bottom tier. It was last year, and then they let them back into League 2. All right, okay. Was that last year? I mean, I must have misheard. Sorry, magician.
Well,
but go on. They've got financial issues. That's the main thing.
Yeah. And they failed to get promotion last year, which was huge. Otherwise, I don't think we'd have a chance with some of their players. But yeah, look, a proper number 8, a proper, like it's called Pedro Diaz, and instantly you're thinking midfielder, Spanish, playing in lower leagues, Pablo Hernandez. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it gets you excited, doesn't it? We love a Spanish player at Leeds. Some not so much, but some yes. And 38 appearances last season, 7 goals, 5 assists. So whereas the other guys who are a bit more assist based or goal based, this guy can do both. He should not be in probably shouldn't be in the Championship, mate, to be honest. Okay. But yeah, again, links I've not really seen too much. He's slightly linked with his previous club, Sporting Gijon, but that's basically because they just love him and they want him to go there. But he's everything you want in an 8 in it for us, honestly, and I absolutely love him. Let's just go on to his FB ref stats. Yeah, like he's so, what's the word? I don't want to say he's perfect. When I say this, I mean for us as well. I'm not saying in the wide world of football, but everything we want from a player in terms of a midfielder, or everything the fans love. He can score goals, he can get assists, and his assists are that lovely little through balls. One thing I absolutely loved about him from last year, I watched 2 or 3 games, was he's got a first time pass on him. Okay. Like Pab used to do round the corner. He's got that in the locker. He's just got that bit of Spanish technical brilliance in the locker that just comes out and just absolutely just like, how's he done that? He's got that in him. And I love a player that's got a wow in him. And again, you can kind of see just the type of player he is just in the fact that if this team's going to go forward, player who can do everything in terms of passing, be progressive passing, dribbling, movement, having the brains is key to your side. Obviously, I and I was going to bring this up. Not an amazing defender, but I don't think we're after that profile. No. Positionally is good going forward and defensively, but not a bully by any means. Not someone that's going to win the ball back 20 times a game, But just a lovely player, and also he can hit one as well. But you don't hit it, he finesses it. Side foot, top corner type player. Did it 2 or 3 times last season. Yeah, I absolutely love him. He'd be the type of player who, that profile that comes to Leeds, that really flary, technical number 8, who can do something that makes you go, wow. This is the type of player. He's 26 years old, obviously plays in the second tier. What's he valued at? 2.5 million. Probably, financial problems for Bordeaux.
Yeah, big time. Like, I'm just looking now. This is a report just from 3 days ago. They need to raise that 40 million, otherwise they'll automatically be relegated to Division 3. Wow. Liverpool wanted to buy them, but high cost of the stadium, and we know as well French football, the TV deal now is scuppered, so they're not expecting any windfall. So players have been warned about bankruptcy, etc., which means that'll mean no wages, etc. So you're right. It's probably there'll probably be a lot of clubs now looking at players at Bordeaux, right? Thinking the Sharks are circling. Let's have a look.
Yeah, and again, he's the type of player Leeds fans would absolutely love. That real cultured Spanish midfielder that's got that really nice technical ability to just hit one in the top corner when he wants. You know what I mean? I love it. I love it like that. Like Pab used to do. I know. I keep saying Pab. It's not just because he's Spanish. To be fair, his profile's probably similar-ish to Click. A lot of energy, a lot of moving around and stuff like that. Really good strike on him. And again, just looking at his heat map there, I know the other guys were more in the box, especially Madsen. This guy isn't necessarily, he won't crash the box, He's very much around the box, he likes to do his work around it. You thread the balls through to the wingers or the strikers, and he can hit one, so he doesn't need to be in the box. So, yeah, he's my favourite one on this list, mate. I can't lie. Yeah. I love Pedro Diaz. Ever since I watched him, I want him. He'd be perfect for us. The fans would love him.
Yeah, bring him home, says Vic. Remember that last time? Bring him home. Yeah, definitely one that... And it sounds like it could be attainable, achievable. I guess the only problem is when a club's got financial issues, a lot of clubs may then start to have a look at them players.
And
right?
that's it, Joe. All these players will be wanted by other clubs. They'll be all tough to get. I've not gone over the top. I'll clarify now. I've not got Tanaka. I'd love Tanaka. I'd absolutely love him. But I'm just convinced he'll go to the Bundesliga. Nice. I think he's got that quality. So if Tanaka came, please, yes, that would be the best. But I don't think he will, mate. To be honest, I think he's probably above our level now.
You never know. We might come back from Germany with a couple of German players. You never know while we're out there. Eh?
That'd be good. That wouldn't be bad, would it?
No, it won't. It won't be, mate. You're right.
Share screen. Right, the fourth one. Got 2 left.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the one you'll all have known from last year because he tore us apart when he played us. Tyler Morton. I mentioned Click before. In terms of profile of midfielder, I think he epitomises exactly what Mateo Click did.
He was unreal against us, wasn't he? He was unreal against us.
He tore us apart, mate. It was better than both our midfielders combined, honestly. Yeah. Everyone can talk about him. There's no secret. Tyler Morton, he's just such a good midfielder. Look at his stats from last year. He's he played a lot deeper as well. For a lot of the season, he actually played deeper. As you can see there, played 18 times in defensive midfield and 17 in midfield. But from 39 appearances, 3 goals, 5 assists. Again, from a deeper role. Yeah. Is nice seagulls, mate. It's very impressive.
It's like that video. What did Andrea sent us of there was a game going on and loads of seagulls went over and the guy put Brighton scouts are everywhere. They're even scouting you, mate. They're scouting me and you, mate, for YouTube.
They're watching, they're listening. They're on your window ledge listening. Yeah. But yeah, we all saw him. We all know it's good, but it was probably one of the best 8s in the league last year, wasn't he? Let's be honest. It reminds me of as well. I remember Tommy Doyle. We wanted him last year before he went to, I think it was Sheffield United on loan. He's like that. I think he's probably at that level. He probably could play mid to not lower end Premier League, but again, can you just get that one like Carvalho did last year? Can you get that one proper top end Championship loan with an obligation to buy if you go up.
Yeah.
So I'd absolutely love him. Like you said, Joe, valued at around, what was it, 20 million?
Liverpool, and do you know what? I'm just looking at a few Anfield articles here, and I'm going to name some clubs for you now that have been linked with him. Sevilla, RB Leipzig, and Frankfurt. So,
right then.
One good season in the Champo, they've seen the potential and probably gone, do you know what? I fancy a go at that, which means he's probably not going to get a loan, which means we'd have to pay for him. Are we going to pay 20 million for someone like Tyler Morton? Unfortunately, we're not, are we? Yeah. No. And, you know, he could end up at Leipzig or something, you know?
Yeah, so again, probably one that's out of that. He's 21 as well. I thought he was like 24, 25. Now he's 21 years old. Yeah. So probably a bit unrealistic then, let's be honest. I didn't put Tanaka in for that reason. This is probably less realistic than Ayo Tanaka.
Yeah, now, having looked at it, yeah.
We'll use this to say Ayo Tanaka would probably be in this position then, because he's more realistic than this guy, clearly. But yeah, we'll move on to the next one because he's probably...
Yeah. That's a bit of a shame because I would have liked him, and then obviously when having a look, it's like... When Leipzig and that, well, you never know. RB, they're our brothers now, aren't they? They're our brothers.
Yeah,
they might buy him and loan him.
Carvalho went on loan there last year.
100%, he did. Yeah, true.
You never know. You never know. I think we know.
Yeah, swap deal for Cree, says Dan Dobb. Yeah. Give us Tyler Morton and cash, and we'll be all right with that, I reckon.
This is FIFA, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, the final one of the 5. This one is doable.
I know.
I think this one's down to the player for me.
Yeah. You're not the only one. I think Ethan Online's always praising Alzate. He's got no club as well, bro. Like, what's going on?
So he said in an interview about a week and a half ago, I don't know if you might be able to find it on Sky Sports, actually, where he said he wants to play in the top league. Right, but he's still not signed. So it might be getting later on in the window now. You'll have to make a decision. I don't know. Like, again, you can look at the Ampadu model, you know, players like that. Is it that bad? Does it diminish your value going down to the Championship?
Rangers have done Stephen Alzate homework for free agent signing after Brighton release. This was 2 weeks ago. But nothing more. That's the most recent Rangers.
That's it, mate. I'll show you stats. I realised I'm not showing him. Obviously, he was at Brighton. Has been on loan, Standard Liège for the last few seasons, and they love him there. But don't want to go back. And that's one of the better teams in Belgium. So he's got lofty ambitions, but he's still a free agent in the middle of July, mate. So yeah, look, in terms of numbers, probably not. He did play a lot deeper last year, but he played the season before. He played in. I'll show you actually. He played a little higher for Standard Liège, and he'd get better numbers. Look, 7 goal involvements in 24 games. He had a little injury problem at the start of that season. He's definitely a better 8 profile than a 6 for me, but again, a guy that can do both in that sense. It's probably been my favourite since I remember the start of last season, Joe. We were doing the same thing. Yeah. I wanted him then on loan from Brighton, but he went to Standard Liège. Yeah, again.
It's quite funny, mate. I've had a look on Twitter, right, just to put his name in Twitter, see anything, right? And there is a thread of him with fans, Watford saying frees we should get. There is Sheffield United also saying he's frees we should get. There is a Chef Wednesday thread with frees they should get. There's a West Brom thread with frees they should get. So it's clear. Nearly every single Championship fan is like, yeah, let's get Alzate. He's free. Let's go do it.
The thing, that's it. If he did come to the Championship, I honestly think it would only be one of us, Burnley, Sheffield United, or Luton. In terms of the relegated sides and us, because we're still there from last year. I don't think he'd go lower. I think if he's going to the Championship, his vision would be just for this season to get to the Premier League. Because again, he used to play for Brighton. He'll still want to play in the Premier League. I'm sure he will want to break through. 25 years old now, getting to the peak of his career. But honestly, mate, I'd absolutely love Alzate. He's such a perfectly all-rounded player. To be fair, he's probably not, in terms of the other guys in this list, he probably won't get as much goals and assists. But that doesn't mean he doesn't shoot or he doesn't create attacks. He does, as you can see from his stats here. Progressive carries, take-ons, progressive passes, pass completion rate's decent. Assists is fairly high. And this is midfielders as well. He's a free agent. He will have a lot of options, and he clearly thinks, he wants to play higher, but a lot of players want to play higher, and then the reality hits that maybe these higher teams are saying, well, we'll have you, but you're not going to start for us. Yeah. Maybe he wants to play and start and continue his career. He'd start for us, mate. I think it'd be a no-brainer. If I was agent, I'd be telling him to come to Leeds. But
yeah, of course.
Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about him because I'm sure everyone's heard a lot about him. But Steven Alzate, mate, was at Brighton, been really good in Belgium for 2 years, a free agent, really neat and tidy on the ball. Again, good in tight spaces, good in build-up, can shoot as well. Again, has that gene where you like shoot more, but when he does hit it, it's usually placed into the bottom corner. He loves a shot and gets assists. And look, you want an 8 as a free agent. That's, for me, that caliber of gettable but tough. I think this fits that perfectly, to be fair. I'll just quickly show his heat map as well. Yeah, like played a little deeper for Standard Liège. I do think he's better as an 8 as opposed to a 6. And again, you see a little higher the season before last. But yeah, mate, I love the player.
Love Alzate. What I have done, mate, is I'm going to put a little poll out now. I have removed Tyler Morton, folks, because obviously the clubs that are linked to him, the price that they want, it feels like it's massively out of Leeds United's reach, unless, no one goes for him and they give him another loan. But even still, if he's linked to the likes of Sevilla, RB, who else was there? Frankfurt, you feel that they're going to try and get him on a loan with a potential view to a perm. So I've taken him out of the equation. So I've added to the poll Nicholas Madsen, Danny Berg, Pedro Diaz, Steven Alzate. Make sure you vote on that. If you could choose one, Lockie, who would you go for? I mean, based on everything you've said, financial and stuff, for me, I would go Pedro Diaz. But who would be your pick?
In terms of what would excite me, definitely Pedro Diaz. But in terms of, Pedro Diaz. I was going to say Alzate, but we'll see. That's not the player, it seems. He thinks he can play higher, which is fair enough. I just want to show this, Joe, as well. These are just quickly.
We'll let the poll run while you go through these, mate.
I'm not going to talk a lot. I'm just going to say that's the list there. I put Alzate in there because he was in my other video. I didn't put him in because he said he wanted to play in the Prem. So, but these guys here, Andy Irving's an interesting one. He had a good season in, I think it was Belgium last year. I can't remember off the top of my head. For West Ham, scored a lot of goals for him. Adams Zorange, I'm terrible for names. He's probably too good for the Championship. But again, a lot of these guys are players I'd like as well. Tobias Rach from FC
Cloughton.
I can't say it. It's the team called? They're quite a popular team. Someone will tell me in the chat. I forgot what they're called. Kaiserslautern. There we go.
Kaiserslautern. Do you get the reference?
I think I might do.
Have you watched Usual Suspects?
No, but I know that.
Please go watch the film. Please, bro. Promise me.
It was in an Eminem song and he referenced him.
Kaiser Soze, yeah. Honestly, genuinely, it'll blow your mind. It's one of the best films ever. Like Usual Suspects, Pete Postlethwaite, many others. It is absolutely brilliant. I think everyone will back me up in the chat as well. Please go watch it. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's just anyone wants to thing it and look for themselves. Feel free to.
That would be
and I just want to say nice as well, I didn't add like Sarah and that. It's not that they're bad options. I just think they're too expensive, to be fair. So that's why they're not in there.
Yeah.
I tried to, apart from Morton, which clearly is going somewhere else. I tried to keep it like realistic.
Yeah, it's better to, isn't
like
it?
Sarah, all this stuff.
Yeah. Just that might be a little bit out of our reach, I think. So the poll in the chat, we've got 15% have gone Nicholas Madsen. Steven Alzate and Danny Berg both have 18%, but with a massive 50% of the vote, it is Pedro Diaz. Seems to be everyone's favourite that have voted. Everyone smash a like on the video for me as well. Lockie, we're now in Germany. How realistic? I mean, this is where, again, now that we got Bogle over the line, he was someone we knew about for a few weeks. Well, for a week. I'm being dramatic. For a week. We didn't know about Rothwell. I feel now, because it's not going to be a local-based signing, because I think it's going to go mad quiet again. Because the only reason we tended to hear was everything was coming from the Sheffield side, and then we were then reporting it after the fact. I feel that now that the next signing will be someone we probably won't know, that Leeds United will go mad quiet again and we'll all be going, ah, ah. But when do you think it's likely we'll see the next signing? How likely? Yeah. Because do you know what? Having seen everyone go on the plane, I actually look at it and I go, do you know what? Like, the squad's looking stacked. I'm going to bring up this tweet. Big up to Joe Blackburn, because he put together his favoured 11. You don't have to agree on this 11. But when we actually look at it, we've got Meslier, Rodon, Strauch, Vober, Bogle, Firpo, Rothwell, Ampadu, Aaronson, Rutter, Joseph. And then on top of that, you have James, Pirro, Bamford, Somerville if he stays, Nonto if he stays, Gruhev, Gelhardt, and then plenty of youngsters that we've seen, and any other signings. So the actual squad now is looking very strong, right?
I'd say I don't know when. I'd say it'd be an 8 though, but depends on what Farke sees in Aaronson. If he sees Aaronson as a true 8, he obviously we won't buy another one, will we? Because we've got Rothwell and Aaronson.
Yeah.
But that depends. But then if he doesn't, and you lose your wingers, you're probably going to need another attacker. If you could need another striker as well. If
you could make one signing, you don't have to give me a player, but if you could choose one position, say we went there now, that's your team. Which, of course, there's still a few holes from a depth perspective, but as an 11, that looks strong. Or you could maybe move Aaronson out and put James there, and you know you're going to be starting Somerville and Nonto if they stay. I think for me, Lockie, if I could have any glamour signing, it would be a 9. Joseph's still young. Bamford can't be relied upon. I would like a 20-goal a season, man. You know what I mean? Like, someone we can really get behind and be like, yeah, we know he's a bagsman.
Yeah, a proven one that's done it, right? Because, hey, Matteo could be that guy this year. We don't know that.
Yeah, true. But what did you make to his performance in that first half against Harrogate? I thought he was really good, bro.
I think he looked sharp. I liked his thoughts. He was moving. He was finding spaces. It was coming short. You know, he probably should have got a goal.
He was involved in the goal as well, weren't he? He was the one that came short, popped it to James, and
great movement.
Yeah,
really good movement. Yeah, I really liked it. I thought he played well. Still more to come, definitely. But
of course,
I liked his interview as well, where he said, "This is his year." I like that. You know, he backs himself, and hey, you know, if let's see what he does in the Championship.
He's come back looking the part. I almost feel he looks the part bigger as well. Yeah, he looks bigger. The dreads add to it. Do you know what I mean? He looks like, I don't know, he just looks a bit like a killer. I'm like, okay, right, I get it.
He's got to prove it now, though. He's got the look, he's got the attitude, now he's got to prove it. Yeah, good player. I'm excited to see him, honestly, I can't wait. Him and Aaronson, I'm really intrigued to see them this season.
Yeah,
you know,
it's going to be... It's going to be interesting.
You already said. You said you think we'll get a striker. You want a striker?
No, that's what I would ideally. I'm not sure we actually will, but I would love if I could choose one. If I'm only allowed one position, go get me a number 9. But I think
I'd probably say an 8.
Yeah. Do you think if he sees Aaronson, then we then go for a 10? Who could, or still an 8/10? Maybe like in the form of a Pedro Diaz or Alzate, someone that can do that.
That profile we're missing. We still don't have that profile. You know, you've got Jorginho, who is just Jorginho. He does what he wants, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Dan James is predominantly a wide player. You know what he brings. You know what Rothwell brings. We need a little more proper technical flair player in there for me. That's a really good passer.
Yeah. But it's exciting times, matey. It's exciting times, isn't it?
So hope we don't lose anyone in the next week.
Yeah. Look, even
I'll say apart from Korean Nonto, which I still think will go.
But Louis will love this. After listening to what Joe and Luke and Gabe said, I mean, Gabe's price of 50 million I still think's wild. But after listening to what they said, the fact that Vober's sticking around, I'm thinking, when you actually look round that dressing room as a player, you're probably thinking, this is arguably a lower-end Premier League side with a few extra additions.
Yeah.
Actually, I could smash this Division once more. So, Louis, the ice is waning a little bit. It's probably dropped from 100% to 90%. So it's still a big percentage that Somerville does go. But I am starting to soften a little bit on it.
The one thing I will say, I've mentioned this a few weeks ago, it isn't an international year. And that means...
I think that's why Vobers could stay as well, bro.
Yeah. If the Euros ended this season,
different.
He'd have gone. Yeah. But it isn't. So the people around them will be saying to them, look, I'm not saying they will stay. This is a reason why they might. People around them might be saying, look, you do really well in this league. Your value will go up. Next year, you'll either be in the Premier League with Leeds or you'll get other teams in the Bundesliga wanting you if that's where you want to go. Yeah. Same with Aaronson. Same for Nonto. The thing for Somerville isn't going to go away because he's that good and he's that driven.
It's going to go right to the end of the window, innit? Like the 1st of September or whatever it is.
Yeah, it will. And that's what the type of player is. But the thing with Nonto as well, like the teams he will want to go to, are not in for him right now. Because our value is high and he didn't have a great season. If he stayed and had a season he can do, talking some of the levels, which he can, let's be fair, I think he can, then you're looking at that and going, at the end of the season again, all these players perform the way they should. You should be in the Premier League. You're a year off the Premier League, or you don't go up. God, I hope we do. But say we don't go up, these players have good seasons. They'll be in the Bundesliga, Premier League, Spain, and then you've got an international year. You've got a good year to solidify yourself. So
there's 40 days. There's 40 days left, mate. 40 days till the window shuts. 40 days left. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a long time. Yeah, it is a long time. I do think. I still think Krieg goes, mate.
Yes,
yeah. But it has dropped a little bit. I was 100% before. But
keep Firpo as well. There was stuff about Firpo. Hopefully he stays.
I think he stays. I
hope so.
Yeah, I think he does. But you just never. You can never say never, can you? That's the thing. You can never say never. Lockie, I want to thank you very much for bringing that to us today. It's been a great show. Thank you so much for that. I hope you have a great day. Everyone watching in the chat, thank you all for supporting the channel. The numbers have been crazy over the last few days, probably because normal football's back, so thank you very much for that. If you want some more in-depth look at Jayden Bogle, go check out Lockie's video. If you want to, if you just want a better tactical analysis, a more in-depth tactical analysis, then go check out some content by Lockie. Please do go check out Jack City's track as well. It's 79p, massively help him. He's one of the Leeds family. And then if he ever makes it big, we can all ask for free tickets to his gigs in the VIP, can't we? You know what I mean? So get amongst it. But thanks for watching the show. If any news breaks, I'll be live later on, but if I'm being honest, I think it's going to be a very few quiet days from a news perspective.
When's the first game?
Don't know. Genuinely don't know. I don't think we've had it confirmed yet, even on the LUTV tweet. Let me just have a look now. 1 second.
I feel like Tuesday or Wednesday, mate. I don't know if I just made that up.
Yeah, no, just have a look, because there was an actual piece they tweeted out this morning. 1 second, I'll share it and just see if we can see it for those that haven't seen it. Germany Preseason available for free, which is a good move, to be honest.
All right, at least it's free, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be free on LUTV shortly after the full-time whistle. To be honest, even the club said the decision comes after the club was baffled to be informed by that they're not allowed to live stream it, frustrated by the decision. But there's still no date of the matches, but it does say details of when the matches are available on demand on LUTV will be communicated via social media channels. So there isn't an official announcement yet, but it will come in the next few days. But I think it's going to be quiet, though, from a news perspective. We'll probably get inside training vids. We'll probably get little interviews here and there from the club. But I think news perspective, it's going to be pretty thin on the ground. So
I think we're at the stage now where I know you want to end. Sorry.
No, it's fine. No, we're cool. I'll talk all day, mate.
I know we're at the stage now where we've kind of got everyone back, and I think for the most part, everyone who Barker didn't want has gone. So I think now he's going to take maybe a week in Germany to really look at his squad, really understand who's here, what formation to play, who's playing where, and then after that, for the last kind of 2-3 weeks of the window, that's when it might be right. Look, this player don't want him. This player, we need more depth here. Because look, in the last few weeks, we've literally got Aaronson back, Voba back. Yeah. We've brought in 4 players, so there's a bit of work that needs to be done to see the squad before we get anyone else, I'd argue.
Peekaboo, that's definitely not happening, mate. He's got a relegation release clause that will see him go to the top divisions. There has just been, funny, we were just talking about video. Graham Smith's just released a nice little bit. So they're already on the grass. They only left this morning. They're already on the grass. I'm going to play this for you, folks. I think it's Mateo Joseph. Let's have a look at this little beauty. He said this has been the highlight.
Oh, pass getting left. Oh,
it's a lovely goal, isn't it?
Pascal,
is it Mateo?
Yeah, it's Mateo.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. Yeah, well done, Mateo. You can hear it, yeah. Lovely little goal, that, yeah, sir. Yeah, he does. He just, especially when you consider him next to Pascal as well, who's a bit, do you know what I mean?
Who's got bigger as well, yeah.
Oh, they left yesterday. That's why then. Yeah, I thought they left early this morning, but there you go. So happy days. They're out there. They're doing the bits. It's exciting, Lockie. We're going to win the league. Fucking HMS's back and all that jazz. I can't wait for it to kick off. Listen, folks, smash a like. Check out Lockie Leeds. His channel's in the title. And we shall see you in a bit, folks. Bye-bye.